Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's the weekend. I'm going to work on some of my own stuff, some of my own projects. Going to walk you through a tool I use to help me determine what to work on, sometimes on a weekly basis, usually on a quarterly basis. But first, we got to go grab some coffee. Okay, sitting at my desk, ready to get rolling here. So so a little background. So I built this tool. It's just a calculator type tool in Google Sheets, and I also have it in Microsoft Excel as well. I built this about a year and a half ago or so. I was inspired by something I had seen in a book about how to pick strategic projects and so forth and so on. So I built this tool. I actually have it up on my website as kind of like a early access download, free download kind of thing. So if you go to my website, you can find it there. It's kind of like early preview. I have kind of a roadmap in my head of where I want to take this tool and I want to make it a lot better. So consider this kind of like a beta version. But if you want it, it's free. It's on my website. You can reach out to me, email me, put my email down in the description, um, and I'll send it to you. I have no problem with that. But let me show you how it works and how I kind of use it to decide what I'm going to work on. Um, and my long term vision for this is that a leadership team and a small business some would have this when they're doing their planning. When they're doing their strategic planning for the year or maybe quarterly. They've got this tool up and they're using it to help them decide which projects to work on because, as we all know, there's a gazillion things you could do, but what should you do? What makes the most sense? And that's what this tool is supposed to help with. So that's my long term goal. But sometimes I even use it for like, I don't know what to do today. I don't know what to work on. And this kind of gives me a little bit of at least guide rails and kind of says like, hey, this is what you should be working on. So if I have two things and I'm really torn, sometimes I go to this and just have this kind of help me decide what to work on. So let me walk you through it. So first of all, I'm going to take you over to this other tab in this document. There's these I call them lookups, but this is basically this can be personalized to you and your needs or your small business and kind of what makes sense for you. So the categories that I have in this scoring model are value, which is how much value is this initiative going to bring to your business. I'll kind of walk through this as we're doing the scoring. And you're weighting all these to be 100%. So all these add up to one here, which I use in the calculator. So in this case, I'm saying that value holds about a 30% weight for me. To think, I need to work on things that bring high value to me. Effort is really important, so I rank that near the top. Is I'm a one man show. I've only got so much time, so effort is something that I need to consider when I'm thinking about what projects I'm going to work on. So it's got a higher weight. I want to work on the super valuable stuff, and I want to make sure that effort is weighed heavily in the calculation because that's so important. I've only got so much time. Um, I have risk a little bit higher, although I maybe could score this lower personally because right now I'm pretty risk adverse. Anything I work on isn't going to do extreme damage to my business. But for now, I have that at 20%. Financial investment, I have it at 10%. Again, a lot of things I'm working on don't require a lot of financial investment, so it's lower. It has a lower weight. To me, it's only 10% of the equation. Time to impact. I'm playing a long game here, so I'm not overly concerned about how long something's going to take to actually have an impact on my business. Obviously, I'd like it to be faster rather than slower, but at this point, I only want it to have about a 10% weight. Innovation potential and scalability, and again, I'll describe these a little bit more as I'm walking through it. But these I weighted at each 5% because they're not as important. So really, 70% of the weight that I have in the scoring model is on value, effort, and risk, and you'll kind of see how that comes into play when we walk through the tool. So when you grab this spreadsheet, if you want this spreadsheet, you can come in and you can change these weights as long as they add up to one. As long as all those weight cells sum to one, you're good. Okay. So then hop back over to this analysis tab. So this is where I'm going to put these different initiatives that I've got in my head, things I want to work on, projects I want to do, and I'm going to score them. I'm going to let the model determine the final score, and the highest score is the thing I should be working on. So let's just walk through an example. I'm just going to really just use this as an example. So initiative number one, I've got a lot of work to do on my blog and website. I'm just going to put website, blog. I've got to do, new content. I've got to do some optimizations, etc. So I've got a lot of work to do with my website and my blog. Okay, another project. Obviously, I'm just kicking off kind of my YouTube game and stuff, so I've got a lot to do with YouTube. So content creation, just channel growth strategies. A lot of work that I have to do there. And these are just examples. The third thing, let's do email marketing. So I need to really kind of build out an entire strategy. So strategy development, platform. Right now I'm using Squarespace's email management system, but do I need to move to MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or any of those other ones? And then building automations. Okay, so let's just use those three. Those are the three. So if I'm sitting down today and I'm planning out next quarter and I want the next 13 weeks, and I have a video on how I manage my 13-week sprints, and I will link to that. If I'm trying to decide which of these three should I give the highest priority to, what should I really build out a strong 13-week plan on to work on? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to score these. So let's do these. We'll do these individually here. So value is the first one. And down here at the bottom, I have kind of a key that explains a little bit about what each one of these is. So value. Assess the overall potential benefit this initiative will bring to the business. This could include increased revenue, market penetration, operational efficiencies, et cetera, et cetera. So if the value to the business is low, you score a 1, and the high value end of the scale is 10. Okay. So if I'm looking at each of these three projects and I'm saying what value is this going to bring to my business? Okay. So this is where you have to kind of, sometimes you have to be a little hard on yourself here because everything could be a 10. I can say, well, these are all important. These all bring value to my business, and they might, but I have to be honest with myself and say what's the true value this is going to bring. So if I'm being honest with myself, my website and my blog I've had the longest, and any work I do there is basically it's like it's just amplifying the work I've already done. It's like I've got this like snowball rolling down a hill, and this snowball's already kind of big, relatively speaking. So if I do stuff there, Also the other thing to remember is right now my blog and my website is the only thing that's making revenue for my business. Okay. So the value here is high. Any work I put into my website or my blog, the value is high. YouTube, um, I would also say is relatively high, but it's still young, and I still don't know what its place is in my business. So it's something that I'm kind of exploring. I got to keep that engine going, but in terms of priority and scoring the initiatives I should be working on, this is probably a little bit lower. So I'm going to say it's a 5. Email marketing, this is probably right in the middle of those two. So I'll say this is a 7 because it's something I need to give more focus to that I haven't, and so that's kind of important. And I'm also trying to scale that for the future. Okay, so I just scored the value of those three, and you can see on the far right hand side here, the calculations are taken into an account. So as you can see, I had value as being 30% of the weight. So when I give that a value of 10, 30% is 3. So right now, if I was just basing off what brings the highest value to my business, I should be working on my website and then my email marketing strategy and then my YouTube strategy. So, okay, so effort, 1 to 10. How much effort, if you look down here at the scoring key, estimate the amount of work, resources, and time required to successfully implement this initiative. A low score means less effort, while a high score indicates a more resource intensive initiative. Okay. Um, so the website, doing stuff on my website, creating blog content, working on lead pages, that's pretty low effort. Like I said, I've already got a platform, I've already got, a system in place. So really that's pretty low. I'm gonna say it's kind of middle of the road. It's like a 5. YouTube, the effort's a lot higher. As I'm finding out, recording video, making time for video, uh, setup, recording, editing, idea creation, promotion. It takes a lot of effort. So I'm actually that if I'm looking at all three of these compared to each other, YouTube's definitely got probably the highest effort. So we'll score it a 10. Again, I think email kind of is in the middle because there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of planning I have to do, and I'm just not in the right place mentally. So it's going to be a little bit more intensive for me to work on this. So I guess I'd put that kind of like right in the middle. Okay. So I'll give it a 7. Risk. Okay. Evaluate the potential risks involved in undertaking this initiative. Consider financial, operational, reputational risks. Basically, is this initiative going to harm my business if everything went wrong with it and I implemented it? You know, what's the risk? These are all pretty low. Actually, they're probably all ones. They're all really low risk. Nothing financial. All these. Maybe there's a little bit higher risk with the website. Because I pay money to host that, and I have ongoing expenses, but I don't with YouTube. If something goes wrong with my YouTube channel, I I face no financial risk, no operational risk, loss of time, reputational risk only if I post a video that is like super detrimental to my brand. Um, so really, these are all kind of low risk. Same with email. The worst I'm out is some money there if I make a bad decision with what platform. So really, time is kind of the biggest effort or the biggest thing that I risk at this point. So I'm going to say the website, the risk is like a 3. That might even be high. YouTube, it's a 1. Email, I'm going to say that's probably a 3 because of the time and cost that if I launched anything, if I built a whole new email platform and set up all these intersequences and then it bombed, or something didn't work, I lose time and money pretty much. So I'll say a 3 there. Okay, financial investment. Assess the level of monetary investment required for this initiative. This could be upfront costs, maintenance, or any other financial commitments. A 1 is a low investment, a 10 is a high investment. These are going to be pretty much low too. Right now, the financial investment is I do pay monthly hosting and I pay for my domain and all that kind of stuff. So maybe it's a little bit higher. On the website side, I could say it's a 2. YouTube, nothing. I'm not using it. I'm not paying for any tools right now. I'm using my phone, my laptop. I'm using a free editor. I haven't upgraded. I'm not paying anything there, so the financial investment is really low. It's like a 1. And for the email, this would require more of a financial investment. Probably 4 or 5. Um, Depending on what tool I go with, I'll just say it's a 4. Okay. Time to impact. So what this one stands for is gauge how quickly the initiative will start delivering on its benefits. Lower score means quicker results. Higher score means longer time frame. So kind of think about this in reverse a little bit. Um, Basically, if I launch this, how fast will I start to see the impact? With the website and the blog, it's a longer time frame. I mean, as anybody in the web strategy game knows or SEO world, you put something up and you might not see benefits for 6, 12, 18 months down the road. So anything I do on the website, unless I'm driving direct traffic there through some sort of email campaign, the time to impact is definitely a lot longer. So I'm going to say a 7 here. YouTube, it's quicker, it's faster, but not as immediate. So I'm going to say middle of the road on that one. I'll say a 5. Email, I'll catch the benefits of that right away because I've got new people joining my list. So if I build it in your journeys or anything like that, they'll definitely see that quicker. And hopefully I'll reap the benefits of that quicker. So I'm going to say a 3 on that one. Okay, innovation potential. Consider the degree to which the initiative could result in an innovative breakthrough for your company. 1 if it's low innovation, 10 if it's high. So really what I'm trying to get at here is if one of your strategic initiatives is to build some new product, some new app or game or process, some new thing you're going to deliver to market, some new service, is it blue ocean? Is it innovative? Is it going to set you apart? Because that should weigh into what you work on. 1 would be low innovation potential, 10 is high. These are all low. These I'm not inventing anything new here at all. These are all 1s. Um, I'm building foundation stuff right now, so I'm not launching anything new now. If one of my initiatives here was to work on this product, this strategic initiative scoring tool, that might be something that's more innovative. And so maybe I'd score it higher if I had that as an example initiative. On here, I might score that as a 5 or a 4. So that's how I look at that. Scalability. Okay, so the definition of this is measures the ease with which the initiative can be expanded to more markets or customer segments. 1 for low scalability, 10 for high scalability. So basically, are you building something that you can use in multiple applications? So in some cases, like YouTube, I'll just score YouTube first. So not only can I put the video on the YouTube channel, um, to live there and reach multiple audiences, actually, just based on the algorithm and how YouTube's algorithm works. But I can also then embed that YouTube video on my website. I can also turn that video into a podcast to reach another audience. So that I would argue has a higher scalability. Now it's still pretty low. I don't think it's a 10, but I can reach new audiences quicker with YouTube. So I would actually say that's probably, let's just say it's a 7 because I can reach so many more potential areas with content. I could basically make one piece of content, use it in about 4 different places. So it has more scalability. Website, new content. Um, there's applications I'm thinking about putting my content in more places and spreading it out. That would be part of the strategy and optimizations that I would do. But I would say it's still pretty low. It's not a 7. It's probably a 3. Um, I'll just say a 3. And then um, email marketing strategy. That's like a 1. That's like a 1. Okay, so I've scored all of these, um, and remember the innovation potential and scalability are only 5% weight, so they don't carry much weight to them. Value, effort, and risk had the highest weights. Financial investment and time to impact were kind of next. They were like 10%. These were like 5%. So at the end, if you look at the score on the right, um, if you sorted these from highest to lowest, this score is telling me that I should be working on my website and blog next quarter or next week. Whatever time frame I'm looking at doing the work. It's basically saying the website should take priority. Next would be the email marketing, and then third would be YouTube. Um, and if I one thing I like to look at when I look at these scores on the right side, and again, this is in beta. I don't know if I'm happy with scores that are decimals. So I need to figure out the scoring and how maybe I make that not decimals. I also don't like scores that are negative. This is early access, it's beta. So I got some work to do there, some changes to make there. But I also like to look at the difference between 1 and 2. Like how close are they? And in this case, they're pretty wide. I mean, this is you know over one whole point greater than email marketing. So it's pretty clear based on this tool. It's pretty clear the website is where I should be putting my effort right now. That's where I'm going to see the biggest value return, especially because it makes money for me, and none of these other things make money for me right now. If email made money, like if I had a product that I was selling and I was using my email list, and let's just say this was a 10, that drastically changes that. Now that went from a negative zero point 0.5 to now a 4, a zero point 0.4. So a lot higher. And if email was in a better spot, like I had a platform all set up. So let's say I was planning this for Q2, and let's say I was going to work on email, and by Q3 I've got a fully built out system and everything's working great, and everything. Now the effort's a lot lower. Now it's a 3. Now I should be working on email, even if this is a 5. I'm still, there's more potential there, but my email's not bringing me value right now. It brings me nothing. So I think I had that as a 3, and the effort was high. Was that a 7? Yeah, somewhere around there, 5. Um, so that's how just the weights are so important. So look at the lookups tab, make it what's suitable for you. If money is no object for you, if you got a small business and you've got millions of dollars in the bank, it's sitting in cash that your advisory board is telling you spend some of that to build new product. Financial investment isn't as important for you, so you can score financial investment lower And even if your risk is higher and your effort's higher, that's going to be a totally different ballgame than for a solopreneur who doesn't have a whole lot of cash to invest and maybe can't, you know, um, so that weight might change. Financial investment might be a bigger weight for you because you've got more leverage there. I don't know. That's just something to think about when you adjust these lookups in the lookup tab. So this is a start. I love your feedback. Please either comment on this video or drop me an email or something. I want to continue to build this out. When I get to a next version of it, I'll share that. Like I said, if you want to grab this, it's on my website. I'll include the link below. But yeah, please let me know what you think, and if you want to give it a test run, you can grab it. And that's about all I got for today. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.